Hello, this is Ari Diaz Atrave, and this is my litter survey presentation. Um, my section number is Chem 117-421. These are all the litter survey locations. The yellow area is the Little Elm Beach. The green area is the Little Elm Amphitheater, and the black area here is the Little Elm entrance. The first location I surveyed was the Little Elm Beach site, and it was surveyed on the 8th and 9th. The area surveyed was around 18,351.37 feet squared, and the area inside the yellow outline was surveyed. This is the second area I surveyed, and it was the Little Elm Amphitheater, again surveyed on the 8th and 9th. And the area surveyed was around 28,980 feet squared. The area inside the green outline is what I surveyed. The third area I surveyed was the Little Elm entrance, and it was surveyed on the 8th and 9th. The area surveyed was around 30,340 feet squared, and the area inside the black outline was surveyed. This is all the litter like material I found, like carbon, silicon, and metal. On the beach, it was mostly carbon plastic. And on the amphitheater, I found mostly carbon. And near the entrance, all of the litter I found was carbon plastic fiber, meaning all of it was just cigarettes. This is the litter type data with all the categories of litter. I've found mostly beverages, as you can see. Smoking was also there as second, but yeah. And for the litter density, the most I could find was this. As you can see, it has like a lot of density compared to all of these. Second again was the smoking or cigarettes. And it was all in the beach, all at the beach. These are all the chemical components in some of the litter. For carbon, I said cigarettes. Component one was nicotine. The formula for that is C10H14N2. And the second component for carbon is ammonium, which is found in the cigarette paper or the rolling paper. And the formula is NH4 plus. Metal, I said aluminum cans. Component one, aluminum. The formula is Al. Component two is tin coated steel or SN or tin. For silicon, I said bangles. Component one is glass. The bangle I found was an Indian bangle, and I know this because we had an Indian event on the October 9th for Diwali. And the bangle was more glass than metal or wood, as Indian bangles are mostly constructed using those materials. And formula for that is SiO2. And then the last component or the second component for silicon was calcium carbonate or CaCO3. This, and I should go to the Word document. 1 second. This is the letter components. These are the questions I was asked. For cigarettes, nicotine is present, which is very addictive to the body. As I've researched, there isn't really a specific amount of turnover time for nicotine. All I know is that the only way to get rid of this is human and litter cleanup interaction, which Little Elm has a bit of, which I know because I found litter on the first day and that litter was never found on the second day. But if left unnoticed, it can cause a lot of harm to a lot of organisms as it's not easily degradable. As a long term, this kind of stuff can cause a lot of pollution if like burned or anything. But short term, it can wash through the sewers and reach fishes, which it is very toxic and can kill them. As for ammonium, which is commonly found in the rolling paper of the cigarette, I have read that it has 5 to 14 days as a turnover time. For degradability, it is said that it quickly undergoes primary biodegradation, meaning it's easily degradable. But the rest of the molecule is difficult to destroy. As a long term, ammonium pollution can affect plants by a term called soil acidification, which does direct damage to leaves. Finally, the short-term effects, again, it can be washed down through sewers, but ammonium is said to not affect the aquatic life like ammonia does, and which kills it basically kills the aquatic organisms there. The next litter item was a aluminum can in the metal litter category. Obviously, one of the components I found was aluminum. Again, like nicotine, I couldn't find a specific turnover time for aluminum, but I did find that aluminum is not that degradable. It is said it takes like 200 to 500 years to decompose. Short term, aluminum can get to sewers through rain, which can reach the water. Again, it can get into fishes and fully kill them. It can cut them open and cut them inside. But in long term, if aluminum is absorbed by plants' roots, it can cause aluminum toxicity, which I didn't know, and can cause damage to cell division or roots, which can cause a damage to their growth. The next component in an aluminum can is a tin coated steel. Found again, it's tin's turnover time isn't found, but it is said that tin can take around 50 to 100 years for tin to break down. It is said tin is not degradable. For effects, I have seen that if tin is absorbed into sludges, it can get into aquatic environments. If it does, it will be toxic to phytoplankton, fungi, and algae. This is long term and short term, since if phytoplankton eats it, it will die instantly. And it is long term also because it can disturb the growth of algae and fungi. Finally, the last litter category is the silicon one, and the item is bangle. It is said bangles are made of glass. So one of the components is glass. The formula is SiO2. It is said that glass is the longest lasting man-made material, meaning it will take around a million years for it to decompose. So it is not very easy to degrade. I have also found that as a short-term effect, glass can get into the water and can affect aquatic life and kill the organisms. Besides that, I couldn't find anything for the effects on the environment. Lastly, the last component is calcium carbonate, which helps the glass change its shape because it modifies the viscosity of the glass and helps the glass be strong, meaning increases its durability. It is said that glass has a 3-month turnover time. Also, it is said that calcium carbonate eventually breaks down, but it takes a lot of time to degrade. As of long-term and short-term effects, calcium carbonate is a major contributor to carbon dioxide emissions, and in long term, I've seen that calcium carbonate can decrease dry material in soils. These are the citations. And finally, back to the presentations. Thank you for looking at it. These are all the citations. Thank you. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Shit, what,